Hello and a very good day everyone. So today we will learn on Power Query. So if you look carefully here, in this particular table, we do have a messy data which consists months, weeks, sales, and then we also have the months and weeks appear several times and side by side. So basically what is my intention is, my requirement is I need to actually calculate the total sales for each month as shown over here. The total sales of January up to December from this given table. So how I want to actually transform this data and eventually calculate the total sales for each particular month. So let's get started. So to solve this case, we will use Power Query. So the first step what I need to do is I need to highlight the table. So what I'll do is I'll press Ctrl A. When you press Ctrl A, it will highlight the entire table, and then you will go to Data ribbon and you click from Table/Range. Once you click from Table/Range, you will notice that a box will appear. So you just press OK. When you press OK, automatically it will go to Power Query Editor. So in this Power Query Editor is where we will do the transformation. So what I will do is, the first step is I will try to merge these two columns. So I will select these two columns, month and sale, and then what I'll do is I'll go to transform. Under transform, I'll click merge column. Once I click merge column, you will notice that a box will appear. So what I'll do is I'll click here and then I'll press equal sign. You can actually use any separator, but I will just choose equal sign because I will eventually separate this. But for now, I will try to combine these first two columns, and then I press OK. So I have combined this first column. Then I will do the similar step. So I'll select these two columns, and then under transform, I click merge column, and then I will choose equal sign and I press OK. So that it is consistent, equal sign, and I will do the same thing only subsequent months. So I'm going to select this, and then I go to merge column, and then I'll just press equal sign and I press OK. So here you go, and finally I'll select this, and then what I'll do is I'll use the separator as equal sign and I press OK. So you will notice right now it has already merged the column. So we have the sales and month all in one column. But however, we do have now 4 different columns. So what I'm going to do next is under transform, I will click transpose. So once I click transpose, so now you will have this data, January, April, July, October. And then what I'll do is I'll click add column and I'll click index column. This index column will serve as a dummy column. So I'll press right click and I will press unpivot other column. So once I press unpivot other column, you will notice that now all the months right now appear in one column. So I will try to remove these first two columns and I press delete. So right now we only have one column. So now the intention is I want to actually capture the month first. So what I will do is I will try to actually do what? I will split the column first. So the first step is I'll go to home. You can go to home, you can go to transform, either way it works. So under home, I'll click split and then I split by delimiter. Once I split delimiter and split by equal sign and I press OK. So now you'll notice we have split the month, weeks and also the sales. So this column is dedicated for sales only. And then what I'm going to do next? The next step is, if just say it only has the week, what we want to do is we want to actually segregate the month and the week. So if just say it has the week only, we want to put null. So I go to add column, I click conditional column. The purpose is because I want to segregate, I want to separate the month and the week. So if just say if the column value 1 contains or has the word week, what I want to do is I'll press here week and I'll put here null. So if just say it has the word week, I'll put here null. Otherwise, it should actually follow the first column, which is value 1. So if just say it has the word week, it should be null. But if just say it doesn't have the word week, it should follow the value 1 column like Jan, Feb and March. So I'm going to press OK, and then there you go. So now you have January, February, March. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press right click and I want to go to fill and I press fill down. So right now we have already filled down. So I'm going to move it to the first column. So this column we have months. This column will have the weeks. So what I want to do next is I want to remove this Jan, Feb and March. If you notice, we also have null here. So what I'll do is I will filter out the null and I press OK. So now you will notice here we have Jan, here we have week, here we have the value. The next step what I want to do is I want to go to group by. So I will just go to transform, I click group by. Once I click group by, I want to group by for the column custom, so the first column, and I want to do sum for the last column, which is the sales, so which is value 2, and I press OK. So right now we do have the sum from January up to December. Then I'll go to home, I will click close and load to, because when you press close and load, it will load as a table in a new worksheet. So I don't want to load in a new worksheet as a table in new worksheet, so I'll click close and load to. So once I press close and load to, a box will appear. So I will click existing sheet, existing worksheet, and I'll put my cursor over here. I'll put my cursor, the active cell over here, and I press OK. So once I press OK, eventually you'll notice it has loaded as a table format. So if you notice, it will calculate the sum of total sales for the each respective months.